Alright, hey you guys. So I promised I would put up a little video about a few of the things we couldn't cover on stream at the end of XD Gale of Darkness, and so I figured I would start off with how to purify our Shadow Lugia. The basic rules of how to do that, because I know that it's a little confusing sometimes. The information is all up on bulbapedia.com, which is where I went to look for mine, but figured a visual example couldn't hurt. So basically, you can go to any computer. And of course, you need to have Lugia, so it's the end of the game stuff. So you should probably have enough Pokemon to make this work for you at this point. But what you want to do, essentially, every one of your 9 sets factors into it. So I had Lugia in this 9th one, but it has been purified. You'll see the footage on this video, of course. But essentially, the rules are pretty simple. You need to have a high flow in all of your 9 sets, and how you achieve that, you see the little flow bar on the side there is quite full. You need to have Pokemon that are super effective around your around your set, but they also cannot have overlapping types. So that's what I was doing wrong for most of the playthrough, actually. What I didn't realize is you can't have overlapping types inside of each of your sets. So for instance, Tangela here is grass type, of course, which is good against water, which is good against rock, which is good against bug, which is good against grass. So this forms a nice little circle, but none of them have any types shared between the 4 of them. And it also counts for the Pokemon in the middle. So Zapdos, being flying and electric, also does not have any overlap with anybody else in the thing, in the set. If I were to, for instance, swap in Leddyba, who is also a bug type, for Spinarak, you'll notice it totally tanks the flow, because Leddyba has is bug flying instead of bug poison, and has an overlap with Zapdos, and it totally shreds the flow. So that's really all you need to know in order to get each set up to its maximum flow. Is just make sure that none of your types overlap. That's really the most important thing. So that's pretty much how you go about doing it. I just wanted to have that little note kind of stuck in there so you guys knew what to do in case you play through the game. I'm not done purifying all the Shadow Pokemon yet, but but once I am, I'll be sure to go back and refight Greevil and show you guys that final battle, as well as what comes after with the true ending. So I'll let you guys see the footage of Lugia being purified now. I was gonna do it. I was gonna include it during this section, but when I went into the chamber, it wouldn't let me back out again, so I kind of got locked into it. So I'll slot that in now. You guys can see us purifying Lugia and the reactions of your family, all that kind of good stuff. And then yeah, we'll cut back in with Greevil and the final battle and all that good stuff. So see you in a second. Oh, and a quick note. My first 2 sets are all normal types, which, because for the purposes of purifying Shadow Pokemon, normal is treated as being super effective against itself. So what I found interesting was that while these do have an okay flow, they didn't seem to get in the way of purifying Lugia for some reason. So even though they all overlap and their flow is only 4 bars and not this like super extended bar, that seems to be good enough. So as long as Lugia's flow bar is at least in this state, as it is now, because I've put a Swellow in there, so it still works. As long as the flow bar looks like that, it seems to be enough. So just kind of a little note I wanted to plug in there real quick, because yeah, I had these set up for Tauros and Chansey for pure normal, and it seems to work just fine. So just wanted to kind of put that in there, just because it makes life a little easier for you, because having 2 sets that are totally normal is pretty easy. So I assume that it would work just as, I mean, you could probably max out the flow bar if you had those following the same rules as the other 7, but it seems like you don't need to purify Lugia, at least. So